Hey everybody, Mayor Alan Weber today, Friday afternoon from City Hall, wearing my mask. We'll talk about COVID in a minute and have our other great guest, our usual Friday guest, Dr. Johnson from La Familia. But first, a very special guest is Allie Rubenstein from Meow Wolf with Pauline in her lap, the pup, the Meow Wolf pup. Hi, Allie, how you doing?
Hi, Mayor Weber. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. You have some exciting developments going on at Meow Wolf, and I wanted to just take a minute or two and give you a chance to share the good news about your grande reopening.
Yeah, we are. As we speak, we are open again at the House of Eternal Return, and we're so excited.
And so tell us, I got a bunch of questions. I'm really curious because I think this is a big deal. I think it's big for you, obviously. It's big for the city. It's a sign of good things to come.
Yeah.
Assuming that folks want to book a visit, what do they do to be able to make a return to the return?
Return to the Meow Wolf website, meowwolf.com, and you can buy tickets through the website. You can buy tickets for Santa Fe and Vegas. Wow. Should you be traveling to Vegas?
It's the wrong Vegas. I'd go to our Vegas before I'd go to your Vegas.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, right on our website, you can buy tickets. We're selling out fast for every weekend. We're open Thursdays through Sunday right now. So get online and buy your tickets.
And you're doing stuff to make sure everybody's safe and sound and COVID considered when they come back to visit. What are the precautions you're taking?
Absolutely. So everybody's going to have to wear a mask to be in the exhibition. That's first and foremost. I'm only not wearing a mask because I'm sitting in a private office right now with my door closed. And you'll find a little bit different directionality in the exhibition to allow for social distancing. Some of our tighter nooks and crannies will be limited access or single directional access. You'll find super fancy, awesome Meow Wolfie hand sanitizers all over the place. You'll find enhanced cleaning protocols, people following everybody around with cleaning solutions and disinfectant. And you'll find electronic means of accessing many of the things that we used to access by physical touch and paper. And you'll also find things like, instead of hand scanners, but elbow scanners to get into certain portals and rooms.
Nice. So it's going to be interesting and exciting to experience the new experience. It's the same and different at the same time.
Absolutely. And it's really worth coming back because we have new art to see. And we have new rooms to explore, and then a lot of the same great experiences that we had before. And it also begs mention, it's our 5th birthday, it's our 5th anniversary, so it's also our birthday. And so for that, we've brought in some really great new stuff. And the very large robot in the parking lot has a little surprise feature to it now that you should come check out.
Oh, I will. I'm going to swing by tomorrow.
Awesome.
Give us a little it must have been a tough year. I know that, I'm up for some good news and some excitement, but it's also time for reflection that Meow Wolf, like all of us, had to go through some soul searching and some economic time and reimagining Meow Wolf. You spent a year kind of reimagining what Meow Wolf could be going forward.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's definitely been hard this year, hard having the House of Eternal Return closed. The financial impacts forced us to make some very hard decisions about the size of our company and what we could support. People are very well aware of that. And what it has allowed for us, though, is a little bit of time, although it hasn't felt like a lot of time. It's gone very fast and we've been very busy, but to really address how to build out a efficient and exciting and functional roadmap for the future, to bring more work to Santa Fe and Meow Wolf here, more work, not only at the House of Eternal Return, but our other exhibitions, and to grow this company beyond what at the end of the year will be 3 exhibitions large. Right. So we've had a lot of time to really reflect and do some hard work around that.
And your innovation engine has never idled.
It has never idled, and we have never stopped working. Our production facility has been in a COVID safe way going full bore the entire year. We shut down very briefly at the beginning, but then we quickly implemented, a socially distanced way of working here at our production facility in Santa Fe so that we could keep more people going.
And that's been true for every organization that I'm aware of in our community. People have been very mindful that COVID has put a hurt on our city, and we got to find ways to help each other. And Meow Wolf is right there.
Yeah, well, our community is incredibly resilient. It's impacted so many industries. But, I think it's been really inspiring to see the innovation that's come from communities all throughout Santa Fe on how to work within the pandemic, the support you've given, restaurants and organizations to open out into parking lots and onto sidewalks. And, it's really allowed in a challenging time, creative solutions for many of our struggling businesses.
My guess is that coming out of COVID, and, we're not out, we're still struggling to come out of it. I think you're probably going to hang on to some new practices that you invented because you had to during COVID times, that you're thinking to yourselves, wow, that might be a new patent we could file, or there's a whole new line of innovation we can practice with online entertainment or new ways to build the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's been, for not only for Meow Wolf, but I think our industry, immersive experiences industry-wide, we've all learned a lot of lessons, and it's really going to ultimately expand our opportunities in the future. I'm certainly not going to prohibit them. It's really grown our palette, as it were, of what we can be looking at for future endeavors.
And you and I talked briefly the other day about your interest and Meow Wolf's interest in doing community art projects and reaching out into the community. We think of Meow Wolf as a destination, but it's really also a process and a community and a philosophy about art, creativity, and innovation. I've said about Santa Fe, we're basically, as a city, we're a TED Talk on steroids.
Absolutely. And, we talk about ourselves as we're really a social impact business, art business that fuels an art project, and an art project that fuels a social impact business. And, our community engagement in Santa Fe and in every city we go into, but of course, first and foremost for Santa Fe, is a big part of who we are and what we do and how we contribute. And yeah, we're looking for opportunities in Santa Fe to go out into the community. I think art is so healing, and Santa Fe, being the third largest art market in America, has a lot of opportunity to provide healing moments, I think, for people coming out of this crazy year we've just experienced.
Yeah. So, Allie, I didn't introduce you properly. You're the Chief Creative Officer and co-CEO of Meow Wolf.
That's correct.
So if I've never been a Chief Creative Officer, what do you get to do when you're the Chief Creative Officer? Does everybody say to you, what are we supposed to create, boss? Or what goes on in the office of the Chief Creative Officer?
Well, I have the distinct pleasure of working with a whole lot of people, an amazing team of people that are way smarter and way more creative than me. And they bring me awesome, awesome ideas that I am constantly blown away by every day. So I get the pleasure of supporting an amazing team of creative individuals here at Meow Wolf.
Nice. And so you're talking about a new roadmap for Meow Wolf's future. We know that Las Vegas is up and running and knocking it out of the park. You're back on your feet and moving. You said you're selling out at a rapid clip. So if folks want to come by, get on the website soon.
Yep. Please
and
do.
Denver is waiting in the wings.
Yep.
And then what happens?
Oh, well, that's when it gets really good. Lots of future plans are coming, both in New Mexico and outside of New Mexico. So hit me up in about 4 to 6 months on that one, and we'll be able to talk more about it.
You're going to take a big billboard that says, watch this space?
Maybe. That's a good idea. I'll talk to our marketing department about
Coming
that.
attractions. Watch this space for new developments.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, as we get ready for the spring, any celebrations? Will you be hosting anything outdoors, or is it just getting the indoor experience back up and running?
Yeah, well, of course, we're focused on getting the indoor experience back up and running, extending our hours, extending our days. But yeah, we have a lot of interest in finding ways to host events and opportunities outdoors. And that's all sort of starting to come together now. So we'll be announcing some of that soon, I hope.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's Santa Fe. We got to be outside. Look at the weather today. It's beautiful.
I know.
We need to take advantage of that, and we will be over the spring and summer as it becomes safe to do so.
All right. Well, I'll participate in the Meow Wolf Great Scavenger Hunt once you announce it.
All right. Oh no! Wait, you're telling everybody all of our secrets.
Oh, did I just say that out loud, or was it just a thought bubble over my head? All right. Any last things you want to share with the vast viewing and listening audience that attends to the City of Santa Fe webcast?
Well, spread the word and go on the website, buy your tickets, come back home to the House of Eternal Return. This exhibition is Santa Fe's exhibition. It's part of the Santa Fe family. It's part of the New Mexico family. And we're really here and really hoping that the Santa Fe community comes out and comes home to the House of Eternal Return.
Well, you guys were so good to the city, and you were such a big part of our celebrations before COVID hit. I think it's going to be hard to keep people away. You're going to have to find new ways to explore participation, community outreach, community engagement, because assuming we can get more medicine in people's arms and keep masks on everybody's face, I think we're ready for some return to some good times, some eternal return.
Eternally returning, as it were.
Thanks, Allie. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Happy 5th birthday.
Thank you.
You don't look a day over 3, I swear. You're looking good.
Appreciate it, Mayor Weber. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming by.
Take care. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Allie. So Allie Rubenstein, the Chief Creative Officer of Meow Wolf, announcing their opening, their hours. Go to the Meow Wolf website. I think we want to welcome them back as much as they want to welcome us back, because they were just knocking it out of the park. They were, the 21st century version of Disney, and COVID put everybody back on our heels, them too. They had serious challenges to right-size their company and deal with the economic impacts of trying to stay afloat, keep everybody working. Now they've got Las Vegas open, and they've got Denver coming down the pike, and it looks like some interesting things on their agenda going forward. We'll be joined in a few minutes by Dr. Johnson. In the meantime, I thought I would pass on some COVID information before the doctor joins us. First of all, in the category of things to be concerned about, our new cases in Santa Fe County, they're not going down. They are hovering around 10, 9, 14 over the last 3 days. And 87507, the zip code where a lot of our essential workers live, had 9 new cases yesterday. So we know that we're not out of the woods. We see the economy beginning to open up. We see restaurants and hotels getting more business. We see retail picking up. All of that's good news, but it's only good news if we stay healthy and we stay safe. Now, the other good news that's important is that we're seeing more vaccinations, and the state, to the credit of the governor and her team, we rank #1 in the country in terms of the utilization of the doses that have been provided to the state of New Mexico and the vaccination rate. So tip of the hat, round of applause, big thank you to our Department of Health for getting the job done. Only 60% of all of us in Santa Fe County have gone to the Department of Health website to register to get vaccinated. 40% of our residents have not yet registered. It's easy to do. If you can't figure out the website, there's a phone number you can call to get registered. We need everybody registered so that we get medicine in everybody's arm. The state has now opened up the eligibility for vaccinations for people in the so-called 1C category. 1C is essential workers. It's pretty much opening the door to all but about 50,000 people in our entire state. We just hit the 1 million vaccination mark, so we're getting there. In the meantime, there is a chance if we don't keep our masks on and if we don't keep using hand sanitizer that we'll slip backward. We're in green. We do green a couple of weeks, a couple sequences in a row. Then we get to go to turquoise. That's beginning to open things up. It's beginning to feel like spring is in the air. We can go enjoy the trails and sit on the patio or indoors at a restaurant with proper COVID spacing, proper COVID practices. But if we don't pay attention, or if we get hit with one of the variants that is now out and about in America, the variant that is coming in from the UK, there's a variant coming in from South America, these could lead to another spike in cases. And we've seen in Germany, we've seen in Italy that more new cases have led those countries to go back into a shutdown. We don't want to shut things back down. We want to stay healthy. We want our families to enjoy good health. We want to keep everybody safe and open as part of the Santa Fe promise. So please, even as we're feeling a little bit optimistic about the opening in spring, the opening in summer, please, please remember that we're not out of the woods, and it's important to stay safe, practice good COVID safe practices. Couple other things while we're waiting for, let me give you the New Mexico vaccine dashboard. If you haven't gone there, just Google or do your own search engine for New Mexico Health COVID dashboard, vaccine dashboard. As of yesterday, 31.1% of everybody in Santa Fe County has had at least one shot. Almost 17% fully vaccinated, but only 60% registered. So as we open up availability for more people to get vaccinated, we get into this 1C category, please register. It's very important. A couple things that are coming attractions for this weekend. Our good friends at Vital Spaces have their regular third Saturday of the month community art closet, free art supplies for all skill and age ranges at the Southwest Annex at the Midtown campus, 1600 St. Mike's Drive, 11 to 3. If you want some free art supplies for yourself, your family, your kids, anybody who you know loves art but can't really get their hands on the art supplies, Community Art Closet, Saturday from 11 to 3. And here comes our good friend, Dr. Wendy Johnson, joining us from her home. She is the La Familia Chief Medical Officer, but that looks a lot like your home, Dr. Johnson.
Yeah.
So welcome, welcome, welcome for your Friday, regular Friday guest spot. I was just running some of the numbers for folks. We've hit 1 million vaccinations. We're number 1 in the nation. All that's great. On the other hand, we've had some numbers going up for new cases in Santa Fe County. We were like 9 and 16 and 14 and 10, and we got to be careful. We don't want to go backward. We don't want to slide from green to yellow red again. So what are you seeing? Yeah, what are you seeing out there, and what do we need to be? What do we do to be more careful? How do we remind everybody to continue those COVID safe practices and go from green to turquoise, not the other way down the scale?
Yeah. Well, I think what we're seeing is the sort of consequences of reopening, and especially the effects that has on essential workers. And there's good news today for essential workers, which is that the governor has opened up the vaccine qualifications to basically all essential workers, everybody 60 and older, everybody with a chronic disease that's 8 or 16 and older. So basically, everybody, it's all of 1A, 1B, 1C. And then in some time in April, we'll open it up to everybody that's eligible, that's over 16. So in theory, that's a good thing, but we still have limited vaccine supply. And like La Familia, for example, and I think the Department of Health as well, is still going to be going by that highest risk categories, people who are at highest risk to get severe COVID, and working the list that way. So even though technically starting Monday, anyone can get the vaccine, if you're a young, healthy person, you might have to wait a few weeks before you can actually get an appointment. But make sure you're registered on the Department of Health website. Now, how that relates to our cases is because as we're opening up, essential workers are having to go to work more. They're exposed to more people. We're seeing our restaurants getting more filled up. We're seeing more people feeling like they can go grocery shopping or even gather together in families and private gatherings in larger groups and be a little less careful. And that is having consequences, I think, because a lot of those groups haven't had the opportunity to get vaccinated yet. So I would say, again, probably for the next couple of months, still be careful. If you are going to gather with your family, the weather's nice, getting nicer now. We did have that little snowstorm, which we really needed, but it went away real quick. So hopefully you can do it outside in a safe way. And remember, I think the limit is 20 right now for private gatherings under green, if I'm not mistaken. And so, remember to adhere to the guidelines and try to do it the safest way you can.
Yeah. And also, you mentioned the need to get registered. I think only 60% of Santa Fe County is registered to get a shot. So
right.
Some people may be having a hard time with the website. What's the phone number if you want to do it over the phone, if you want to register?
I'm going to have to look at, you put me on the spot, but maybe we can put it in the Chat. I'll have to look that up.
I have it here. I thought you might have it memorized.
Yeah, no, I don't.
855-600-3453. You press option 0 for vaccine questions and then option 4 for tech support, and you'll get the help you need. So 855-600-3453, 0 and then 4. And the key is, that means if you do it on the phone, and maybe some people find it easier to use the phone than to try to access it on a laptop or a iPad or a tablet, get registered. Then you're in the queue to get your vaccination, right? You got to get registered.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would also, that's thing number 1, 2, and 3 is get registered, because chances are even the pharmacies are going off the Department of Health registry. If you are somebody that can't use tech, if the phone system is even difficult, get a family or friend to help you. Try to get a buddy to help you sign up or to help you, call in and negotiate the system. I would also recommend that you let your primary care provider know that you want the vaccine, because some primary care providers are also doing their own calling through their patients or have their own methods. You should still be registered, but it doesn't hurt to let your primary care provider know that you would really like the vaccine. So I know Christus, Presbyterian, ourselves are reaching out to our patients. But there again, we are still the Department of Health wants us to go still through that priority. So we're still calling, reaching out to our patients who have chronic illnesses, who are older. It does allow us to be a little bit more flexible, but we're still going to go by that risk priority.
Got it. Okay. So essentially, we're cautiously optimistic or optimistically cautious about where we are. The more vaccine we get, the more you guys are putting it into people's arms, which is important. To be able to get it into your arm, you got to register. like they used to say in the games of chance, you can't win if you don't play. And in this case, you can't get vaccinated if you're not registered. So please get registered. That's step 1, 2, and 3. What else are you seeing in the world out there, Doctor? Any firsthand evidence of people being more cautious, less cautious, awareness of the need to keep wearing masks? What messages or behaviors are you witnessing?
Well, I feel like especially outdoors, you know, I go a few times a week to the Ortiz Dog Park, and I feel like I mean, it is outdoors. I think the risk is low, and people are very far apart, more than 6 feet. But you know, a few weeks ago, everybody was always wearing masks anyway, and now I don't see. I would say about half the people maybe are wearing masks. Maybe people have a mask, but it's off, and you know, it's hard to judge too harshly when we're all outside, but I see restaurants full, you know, not full, but as full as they can be. So I know that's great for our economy. I know that's great for a lot of things, but again, as the weather gets nicer, I would ask people to take the safer choice and do as much as they can outdoors. And I think we see a cautionary tale right now in Europe. So we see cases really going up in Germany, and Italy they've had re-lockdowns in some places. And a lot of this, and even California, we're seeing that California variant now is another variant. We're seeing some of the variants really take off not because they're more deadly, but they're more contagious. And a lot of those European countries and even other states have had far less vaccine uptake than what New Mexico has had. So I think we look around us at other states and other countries, and we see that could be us re-locked down again if we don't, A, make sure we have good uptake of the vaccine when it's offered, take it, get registered, get in line, and B, we got to be careful until we get to that point. Otherwise, we're going to be locked down again.
Yeah, and also the reason to wear a mask, we do have tourists returning. We've got folks coming from other places. They may not be as mindful of the mask ordinance and the benefit as we are. The governor's been crystal clear about it. The city council and this administration at city government, we've got our own mask ordinance that we passed. We've asked the police department to be aware of the presence of people from elsewhere and politely inform them we are a mask wearing community. And we want to set a good example. So our own community can set a standard, and then our police department and other public safety folks will politely but firmly request that people abide by our mask ordinance. We don't know who's been vaccinated and who hasn't. And even at that, it's a good precaution to continue to wear a mask. Period. End of
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And very much indoors for sure. You know, for sure, if you're indoors shopping, doing anything, again, it's a law, and, you know, it's just good common sense as well.
All right, Dr. Johnson, any last words for your viewing and listening audience, your fans who are live from Friday to Friday for when you get to be on?
My mother, it's maybe my mother, and she doesn't even live in Santa Fe. So I'm trying to move her out here maybe next year.
Aren't those loads of fan mail letters I see in the backdrop there in your kitchen?
No, that's probably just my messy house.
Well, those are dirty dishes.
Make sure, yeah, probably dirty dishes. I got to make sure to clean it up next time. So yeah, I would just say, let's hang tight. We're almost there. You know, it's very exciting about open. And the other thing I would say, people are getting pretty antsy about vaccines. It's lovely that people want them, but we're seeing a lot of them, you know, sort of not too patient people sometimes. So just understand it's a Herculean task. We're trying to get to everybody and as fast as we can, but we have limited a supply, and we're getting it out as fast as we can. We're number one in the nation. I know it's not good enough for some people, but please just try to be patient and try to remember that especially your healthcare workers are exhausted. They've been working really hard for you for a whole year right now. So don't take it out on them when you're frustrated because you can't get a vaccine. The Department of Health or healthcare workers, be nice to us. That's all.
Be nice to everybody. I mean, the truth is,
we're grocery store.
Everybody. I mean, we're all, restaurant. We've been at it for a year, and it's taken a toll for sure. We do know there's a lot of issues around mental health, behavioral health, stress. And so be nice to each other. It's a good time to be a little gracious, forgiving, compassionate, loving toward love our neighbors as ourselves, and we'll all get through this together.
All right.
Thanks,
Yep,
Doc.
I agree.
I'll see you
Okay,
next
thank
week.
you.
Have a great weekend.
See you next week.
All right.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Our own public health doctor giving us the straight scoop. It's always good to see her. She is the voice of common sense and really good practice. Now, let me run a couple things by you that you should be aware of. A lot of this comes courtesy of our good friends, our creative friends at the public library. They are the heart of creativity for Santa Fe. World Storytelling Day, Seeds and Stories, a World Storytelling Day virtual event, Saturday, March 20 at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Sign up at santafelibrary.org, presented by Storytellers of New Mexico, Santa Fe Children's Museum. It's free, but donations of $10 will sponsor a Victory Garden grab-and-go kit for a child who otherwise would not have a chance to enjoy that kind of fun. So check it out. Seeds and Stories, a World Storytelling Day virtual event, Saturday, 11 to 12:30. SantaFeLibrary.org is the place to sign up. We are also proud of our public library. They got Santa Fe awarded one of a very few number of cities in America to be part of the NEA Big Read. NEA Big Read kicks off, and tomorrow at 9:30 is the Big Read Scavenger Hunt. You can follow it if you're a Facebook person, Friends of Santa Fe Library, SF Library, Instagram, Santa Fe Library Friends. It's a scavenger hunt, virtual scavenger hunt. Follow the clues at Santa Fe Library Friends or Friends SF Library on Facebook. 3 free copies of Into the Beautiful North will be given away at each location. Into the Beautiful North is the book that is the big read. And so participate, enjoy. It is a part of Santa Fe's good fortune to have a library team that is so creative and so remarkable in marshaling resources. Of course, the Big Read virtual kickoff, Saturday at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. There'll be music, virtual music, a virtual kickoff. The NEA Big Read, go to santafelibrary.org. There'll be music. There'll be a bunch of readings from the book that is the Big Read book. It's a big deal, and it is really important that the community celebrate and enjoy being part of this national Big Read. Not every city got into the process, got selected, and thanks to our library team, we are. One last word for folks who are looking for food help. We don't want anybody in Santa Fe to go hungry. Tomorrow, 8 to 10 a.m., the Food Depot food distribution at the Santa Fe Place Mall. We always say thank you to our friends at the Santa Fe Place Mall for letting us use, or letting the Food Depot use their mall as the distribution place. It makes getting in and getting out so easy and convenient. We are really appreciative of all that the Food Depot does to make sure folks in Santa Fe get food, stay healthy. That's about it for this week. The weather outside, as everyone has noted, is beautiful. Tomorrow, early in the morning, starts spring season. So get out, enjoy the beautiful weather, stay safe. Remember to wear your mask. Remember to drive down that rate of spread. We're still bending the curve. We want to go from green to turquoise. We want to say, stay safe. We want to keep everybody healthy. And when your turn comes for a vaccination, step up and take it. Take your shot. It will keep everybody in your family healthy. So that's it for today. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Keep your family safe, our community safe. Together, we'll all keep Santa Fe safe, the city we love and care about. And I will see you next week. Be well, everybody.